Hi, my name is Sara Sofia Sanchez from 9A, and I'm going to explain about the spectacled bear, the Dermatus ornatus. My hypothesis is the next one. The spectacled bear descends from a subgroup of caniforms, according to a natural selection. Also, some other types of bears will have variations of a certain trait depending on their habitat. Okay, the applicability with Lamarck's theory says that the body parts that were extremely used will become more stronger or will have characteristics that it hadn't before. That depends on the type of species. But he also says that each single organism is going to have the exactly same amount of characteristics. That's why I decline his theory, because in the case of spectacled bears, they doesn't have like the same amount of white hair around their mouth. On the other hand, we have the applicability with Darwin's theory, and I prove my theory with his I prove my hypothesis with his theory, because he says that every organism is going to be unique. It doesn't matter if the organisms are from the same species, it will always be a unique organism, because for example, in the spectacled bear, some ones will have more white hair than others, and this white hair is made up by microbubbles that are made up to maintain the body heat of the bear. And that's why some ones have more hair than others, and the ones that have more hair will be more able to reproduce and to live more time. And as soon as they pass their genes to their offsprings, and like that, generation by generation, at the end of all the evolutionary process, they will have like all the bears the mostly same amount of hair that they had before the evolutionary process. Okay, on the evolutionary evidence, there is a lot of fossil records that like narrate all these process that all the types of bears had. Like first, they were on North America, but for some things they like finally went to South America and they stayed here and like that. And all this process was named Great American Biotic Exchange. The effect of variations is that, the gene flow between the polar and the sun bear were like different types of bears, from where all the other types of bears now existent are like developed, because they were like the first bears, like the ancestors. And okay, but these different type of bears were like in a parapatric geographical separation. It means that like they were in different spaces, but like by some vector species or some intermediate host, they finally like reproduce, and that made like that some other type of species were born. The Colombian implications for being a mega diverse country. Well, the biodiversity is so important, and normally like not all the people take care of it because they doesn't see it like something important, but it should be like taken into account more than it is nowadays. And why? Because when we make like deforestation, hunting, persecution, and all of those things, we're not only affecting the species that lives on the biodiversity, we are also affecting ourselves. And why? Because as soon as there are no the same amount of trees than before, it will make like more difficult the process of the oxygen, and for example also the global warming and all of that will be more affected. And as soon as Colombia has the 12% of all the biodiversity of the planet, we Colombian people have a lot of things that we can do to maintain a good future. Thanks.